I struggled for so many years to lose weight, and I was always wondering how my natural thin friends were able to eat and drink whatever they wanted and just stay thin. And I've been so frustrated that I've been putting in 5 times work and I was not seeing any results until I finally figured it out. So I've actually lost the 60 pounds and kept it off for 13 years, and I have a lot of secrets that I'm going to share with you guys that is not so revealing when you are looking at plain sight. So these tips are definitely going to help you for people like you who are struggling. And now I've just helped a lot of my clients, for example, men and women working a full-time job, being able to use these tips to lose the weight for good and become more healthy, confident, talking with clients and doing presentations at work, but also get a lean, toned, muscular body. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on the bell to get notified whenever I'm making a new video every single week. So the first habit that I've been realizing was when I was at my heaviest weight, I was always going to social events and I was just being afraid of being hungry. I was just eating a bit of the foods, but eventually I just snapped because I just have a lot of cravings. I was just eating whatever that was in sight. And the problem with that is I was not sure what I was eating, and it just made me feel like I wanted to eat even more. So as someone who's just been very overweight, you should definitely be educated in regards to what kind of foods that's going to help you reducing that hunger. And now I just realized that my thin friends and myself, after 13 years of being doing this, is I was able to control my hunger with figuring out when to eat and what to eat. So I've always set a rule for myself that after 4 or 5 hours I should always be eating something, and what was definitely going to help was at least 30 grams of protein, some 40 grams of whole wheat pasta, for example, and some veggies and some sweets. That could look like, for example, you could eat 200 grams of lean chicken breast that is cooked, and that is also 100 grams of pasta that is uncooked, and then you just cook it with some salt, and it could be 100 grams of wok mix and a protein bar. Reason that you want to eat lean chicken breast is it's very high intensity and low in calories, and if you are eating lean chicken breast, you can just meal prep for a whole week with, for example, 5 kilo or 2 kilos of lean chicken breast, and it shouldn't be taking so much effort from your side to cook like that. It'll take like 40 minutes, and then after a couple of hours you're going to drink a liter of water more. In total it should be 4 or 5 liters a day, because if you are eating low calories you are automatically going to feel hunger, but what you can do is that you can trick your hunger levels by drinking water, so it's going to fill you more up. The second habit of naturally thin people is they are actually aware of what kind of foods they should be eating that is high in density and low in calories. And I've always been someone who was struggling with hunger, and if I was not eating food, I was always thinking about food, and that definitely struggled with figuring out how to maintain a weight that I was just very comfortable in. For example, I was at my heaviest weight, I have health issues, I have diabetes, struggling with going upstairs and going for walks, I was sweating a lot, and I was also having a lot of not confidence when I was talking with clients and doing presentations, and I also felt like I was not comfortable while I was looking in the mirror and pictures. So I talked a lot with the natural thin people and just trying to learn what they were eating, and I figured out that they were eating a lot of fruits. Fruits are very high in density but also low in calories. They were eating a lot of veggies to their meals, for example salad, and there was always replacing the, for example, mayonnaise or remoulade with somewhat of light products, because it was like half the calories. If you know that mayonnaise has like 400 calories per 100 grams, if you are switching it down to like a lighter version, it's probably just 100 calories per 100 servings, 100 grams, and that's going to make a big difference. And another thing that I've been realizing is they were eating a lot of protein bars throughout the day when they were feeling they were hungry, like snacking. like in the afternoon where your blood sugar is very low, so you are just wanting often to eat a lot of muffins if you're at work, and a muffin's like 400 500 calories per piece. So instead they was just having a protein bar with them and just eating that. You are getting a lot of protein, you're making feel very full and satiated, and you are not eating as much as you want, and always drinking a cup of coffee to reduce their hunger levels without any sugar, without any milk, or they were drinking like a liter of water. So that definitely helped them a lot, and that's also what I implemented so far. So something that I always realized was they were going for a lot of walks, they were always counting their steps. When it comes to losing weight, there's like how many calories you're burning versus how many calories you're eating. So if you are always eating a high protein diet with a lot of protein, that's going to make you feel full, and the calories you are eating are very low, you're not eating as much, and when you are expending even more calories, you're burning a lot more calories. And in order to lose weight, you have to create a high enough calorie deficit and be in a calorie deficit through your diet, which basically just was easy when you are eating high density food and low calories. So when you're walking like 10,000 steps a day on your phone, is a habit for you. Instead of taking the car, you're just walking all the time, you're going for several walks, and also going to the gym. That was going to make a big difference with just keeping the weight down and not always snacking and drinking too many different kinds of fluids. I would love to know, what is your biggest takeaway? Just comment below and let me know. The third habit of the natural thin people is that they were not drinking as much alcohol or beverage that has a lot of calories in. For example, if you're seeing a lot of the thin people at work, they are always drinking like some type of water. It could be flavored water, or they could be drinking a lot of coffee, because coffee, there's no calories in. If you are just drinking black coffee, they are not putting a lot of sugar, or if they are putting any sugar, they are just putting something like stevia to sweeten up their tea or their coffee, and they are not drinking alcohol. Most of the times when you are seen at very large people, like at the heaviest, like myself, I was drinking a lot of alcohol because I was young and was partying a lot. So I was drinking all kinds of beer. Beer has a lot of calories in, as well as if you are mixing it with a lot of drinks, your drinks, there's so much sugar and a lot of syrup in. So also when you're drinking like soda, soda also have like natural soda without it being sugar free. There's a lot of sugar in, and if there's a lot of sugar in, there's also a lot of calories in. So I've seen a lot of the people who are very overweight, they are buying a whole liter of, for example, cola, and they're just drinking that throughout the day. They're not even thinking about what makes the difference. So I was always seeing that they were drinking light soda, drinking water and coffee, and that definitely made a big difference. And I've been only drinking light products because you get the sweetness of the product, and you are also reducing the cravings. And cravings is just one of the biggest tricks that you have to deal with when you're trying to lose weight, because when you're in a calorie deficit, you are automatically getting signal to your body that you need some food, but you have to trick that in order to keep creating that calorie deficit to lose weight all over the body. And it's going to take a long sustainable time to be able to do that, because you're not going to lose weight just over one day. You have to keep that maintenance of the calorie deficit spreading out throughout the whole week, and then you'll just lose weight all around your body. The fourth habit of the natural thin people is that I was always seen to have a very active lifestyle, because if you're someone at your heavies and you are gaming too much computer, you are probably just sitting down and you're just drinking a lot of soda or beverage that has a lot of calories in. But if you're someone who is like natural person, that could definitely help you with just being more active. Instead of gaming on your computer all the time, you can join different kinds of hobbies. You could play soccer, you could play tennis or paddle tennis. There's so many different kinds of things. And also walking or taking a slight stroll throughout the city or in the nature, you're getting a lot of fresh air and you're not thinking about food because you're occupied. For example, I always seen that a lot of these natural people, just like myself, are going for walks and have earphones in where I'm just listening to a nice podcast, just getting educated about new things that is going to make you excited. And if you are feeling excited about new things, you are naturally just not going to think about food. And it can be very tricky if you are only thinking about food when trying to lose weight, because it's just going to trigger that you really want to go to the supermarket later in the evening and just taking some cakes and eat that, and then you're going to damage your whole weight loss process. So you shouldn't be able to do that. And there's also something when they are going on trips is they are having active holidays. For example, the I've seen a lot of the bigger people like at the heavies, they are just going all inclusive, where they're just being at the hotel, they're just eating all day and drinking and eating snacks all day, while the natural people are going for vacations like hiking and doing some fun activities like kayaking or bicycling, and just having the habit of being active and doing that is going to be a big game changer for you. So if you are someone who wants to lose weight for good and become the healthiest version of yourself, just like you see with the client transformation in the beginning of the video, there's a link in the description, also in the comment section, where you can click that and apply for coaching with me, and we'll see if you're fit to work with me, and we'll just build a game plan together. Looking forward to talk with you. Bye.